Hey guys, welcome. Today's 30-minute practice is what I think of as like one of my go-to practices for the days I have a little bit less time but want to hit a little bit of everything. So we'll spend a little time moving with breath, but also some time, maybe not quite as long time, but holding in some postures. When I have a little less time, I feel like I'm not really inclined to work into some bigger range of motion postures, but that practices like this just to help maintain the foundation in my body and get me moving with my breath and help to maybe clear out some of the cobwebs in my mind. So we'll go ahead and start in child's pose. If you know you like to have some blocks, just have them nearby, but we won't need too much as far as props. Big toes together, knees out wide. Settle your hips back to your heels and then walk your hands forward. Bring your forehead to your mat, or you can even stack your hands. Make a pillow if the mat is feeling really far away right now. And then to see if you can drop right into your breath. Really nice to do when we have a little bit shorter amount of time. And just take 10 full breaths. You might focus on letting each one just get a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, or a little slower. And starting to feel the breath fill down to your belly, out to your side bodies, and then even into your back body. And let your thinking mind, your thoughts, just begin to anchor to your breath. And start to create that single point of focus. And we'll carry that with us as we move. And then as you finish up your 10 breaths, no hurry. Your count might be different. I was talking, so I wasn't counting as much. And then you'll go ahead, come forward, find tabletop pose. Just bring your knees in a little so they're right under your hips, wrists under your shoulders, and then take that breath, move into cat-cow. So as you inhale, arch your back, look forward, root through your hands, and exhale, round through your back, draw your chin towards your chest. And lead with your breath, and just let your breath start to fill up front body to back body. Explore that range of motion in your spine, see how things feel today. This almost always feels like a good way to start to settle into my practice. So important to really get all those ranges of motion of our spine moving every day so that we can maintain them. And take 2 more full rounds. Right, just listen to where your breath rhythm is at. Might be different from mine. 1 more. And stay firm and connected through your hands. And after you finish that next cat pose, come back to neutral tabletop. Find a little lift through your belly, and then walk your hands forward, heart melting. I know it's early in practice, so you could always slide a block underneath your head, a pillow if you have one. And keep that little support through the belly as you melt your chest. Press down through your fingertips. And then just let things soften into that support. For me and my body, my shoulders often need a little extra attention. And just take a few breaths here. And then walk your hands back. Root through your hands. Go ahead, press up and back, downward facing dog. And we're going to take a little bit different version of down dog to start with. We'll get to hold in some breaths here later. Okay, so walk your feet in about a foot length and then take them out wide to the outer edges of your mat. Okay, root through your right hand and then bring your left hand across to your right leg. Right, so ankle or shin, calf, wherever it reaches. Just try to avoid hand right on the knee. And then traction your right hand down and forward. And you start to twist underneath your right arm. Right, so we kind of get
double action here. We get some good side body length. We also get twists, so we're warming up two different ranges of motion at the spine at once. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, switch sides, right? So right arm over to your left. Wherever it works, you can even walk your feet in a little bit. Press your left hand down and forward, and then twist out underneath your left arm. Be nice in a shorter practice to be a little more efficient. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Stay for your exhale. And then walk your feet forward. Come to the front of your mat, standing forward fold. Good. Strengthen through your legs as you press down into your feet. Bring your hands to your hips. With your inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Okay, just take a moment to feel your foundation. Get strong and supportive through your legs. Lift up through your low belly. And then lift your heart up towards your hands. Let your shoulder blades drop back and down. Full breath in. Full breath out. We'll move a little bit with breath here to start with. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, hinge, fold forward. Right? Long spine, bend knees if that feels better. Halfway lift, inhale. Bring your hands somewhere for support. Mat, shins, thighs. Exhale, fold. With your breath, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Just match breath and movement. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. All right, anchor thoughts to breath. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Sweep up, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Keep your belly toned. Open up through your chest. Exhale, fold, plant hands. This time step back, plank. We'll hold 5 breaths, so you can bring knees up or knees down for a little bit more support. Root through your hands, tone through your belly, and lengthen out through the crown of your head. Good. Root down from shoulders into hands. And just follow your breath rhythm here. Great. As you're ready, next exhale, point your elbows straight back, lower all the way down. Good. Cobra pose, inhale, lift up through head, chest, shoulders. Exhale, lower down, stretch back, down dog. Good. In down dog, take 5 breaths. Root through hands, lift hips up and back. And we'll use this 5 breath hold a fair amount throughout this shorter practice. I love to alternate between a little movement with breath, focus mind, but then also a little bit of time each pose to refine, to settle in, right, to let the muscles start to do their job, and to challenge my mind to stay anchored to the breath even in the stillness. Good. Inhale, lift to toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands together at your heart, right? That being said, I'm often cueing, so if I take your 5 breaths, even if it doesn't match with mine, reach up, inhale, fold forward, exhale. Long spine, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, plant hands, step back, plank. Same thing, we'll hold for 5. Right, so root through your hands, stay toned through your belly. I think this is such an effective way to build a little bit of heat, to turn on that stability of the core, right? Not just belly, but side bodies and back body. That can be so supportive in our practice, but also really throughout the day. So much of our stability comes from there. Good. With your next exhale, lower either halfway chaturanga or all the way down. Good. Cobra or upward facing dog, right? Whatever back bend works for you. And then exhale up and back, down dog. 5 breaths. Traction your hands down and forward. Lift your hips up and back. Soften your chest back towards your thighs. And let your head be heavy. Into toes, inhale. Bend your knees, look forward. Walk, step, or hop. Good. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands to heart, exhale. Okay, let's take one more like that. Sweep up, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back, plank. 5 breaths. Knees up or knees down. All right, be sure your fingers are spread wide. And then as you press down into your hands, also grip with your fingertips. Good. Stay long out through the crown of your head, just so you're not letting your chin drop towards your chest. Good. Next, exhale again, lower either halfway chaturanga or come all the way down. All right, back bend, cobra, upward dog. And then exhale up and back, down dog. Good. This time just full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step your foot all the way through. Good. Crescent lunge. Inhale, reach both arms up. And then exhale, eagle arms, left arm underneath right. Right, so you can always do hands to shoulders here or wrap palms. 5 breaths. Hug legs in. Back legs strong. Elbows in line with shoulders. I've also found that 5 breaths keeps me honest, keeps me in the pose when I'm practicing by myself. Right, long enough to settle in, but not too long for a short practice so I can fit other things in as well. Okay, inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, down dog. Switch sides, right leg up, inhale, straight and strong. Exhale, step through. Crescent lunge, inhale. Wrap your arms, exhale. So right arm underneath left. Hands to shoulders or wrap palms. Hug legs in. Back leg strong. Right. Feel where it's most effective for elbows and for fingertips. Does it change it if you point them away? And count your 5 breaths. We're probably almost already there. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Right. Exhale, plant hands, step back, high plank. Right. So vinyasa or not, choose your practice. Right. You can lower all the way, you can come chaturanga, or you can come straight back to down dog. Once you get to down dog, take a full breath in and a full breath out. And left side again, inhale, right, left leg up. Exhale, step all the way through. You turn and plant your back heel. Bring your front leg to straight. And with your right arm, sweep all the way up, open up, triangle pose, coming in from the floor. Here's a nice place if you do want some support, a block, or hand to your shin or ankle, do that instead. 5 breaths. Hug your heels in. Root down into your feet. Reach your top arm up. And then roll your chest open, lean back. So you find a little bit of twist and maybe even a hair of back bend. Okay, right hand to hip, look down at your left foot. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So step your right foot forward in a little bit and then lift your right leg up. Walk your left hand under your shoulder, a block. Might be nice here too for a little bit of extra height. Roll your right hip open. Flex your standing foot. Right hand can stay to hip or reach up. And root down through your left foot. Find a steady gaze point for your eyes. Right, and let that counting of the breath help to anchor your mind. Right, as you're ready with your next exhale, bend your front knee. Take a big step all the way back, warrior two. And just organize your feet once you get there if they don't land quite right. Arms out wide. Legs strong into center. Right, maybe a little more bend into the front knee as long as it's not coming past your ankle. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards one another, but then reach out through your fingertips. Keep right ribs, right shoulder tacking back as you look forward. And inhale, straighten your front leg, reach both arms up. Pivot your feet to the long end of your mat. And then hands behind you, interlace fingers. Full breath in. Exhale, fold forward. And stay strong through your legs, heavy through your head. You can keep thumbs right there to your sacrum or stretch your knuckles up. And a little softness in your elbows, and then traction your elbows away from one another. Check in with breaths. And inhale, stand all the way up. Release your hands. Pivot your right foot to the back of your mat, slide your left heel back. Inhale, arms out wide. And then exhale, hinge forward, come down, triangle. So coming from upright here in the transition. Hand to your mat or to shin. Count your breaths. Hug heels in. Root feet down. Roll your chest open. And I can squeeze the left shoulder blade back. Maybe lean back just a hair into that support of your legs. Good. Left hand to hip. Again, if my breaths are off, because as I'm cueing, I'm not always counting, follow yours. Look down at your right foot. And then you can take a step in with your left foot, your back foot. Walk your right hand forward. Float your right leg up. Left leg up. That'd be fun to do from the right leg. Flex your foot. Roll your left hip open. Right, so working towards stacking left hip on top of right. Keep hand to hip or reach your arm up. Right, and as you find your gaze point, know that looking down is probably going to be more supportive for balance. Whereas if you start to look towards the side wall or even up, it'll challenge the balance for you a little bit. And take a full breath in. And then exhale, bend your front knee, step all the way back, warrior two. 5 breaths. Right, and so I love to start always with the foundation, especially when I'm just practicing on my own. Where can I strengthen legs and feet? Where does it feel like you can root down a little bit more? Right, and then where are the hips? Where's the torso? And can I engage shoulder blades but spread out through my arms? And so these things we can just cue with ourselves when we need that. Okay, both arms up, inhale, pivot feet to the long end of your mat, and then interlace your hands the opposite clasp. Root through your feet, inhale, lift up through your chest. Exhale, fold forward. Right, thumbs to sacrum or reach knuckles up. Head heavy, but stay pressing down into your feet. Couple more breaths. Good. Release your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. And walk yourself to the front of your mat. Step back, high plank. Through vinyasa, if that would feel good. Hold plank if that sounds like a good option. or send your hips high right back to down dog. Okay, from down dog, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step through. So warrior one this time, step your back foot in, ground your back heel. You may even find a little wider stance side to side. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bend into your front knee, but pull your outer right hip back. And then go ahead, take opposite elbows up overhead. Squeeze your heels in, right? And you might grab forearms or wrists too. I should say that if elbows aren't really accessible. Right? Lift through your low belly. And then as you traction your elbows apart, lift your chest. And just start to lean back a little bit. So we're exploring the back bend, right? So great double duty. Again, we get the standing pose and the strength there. Space through the back bend. And a little traction through the shoulders. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up, straighten your front leg. Exhale, right, swing your hands back, airplane your arms. Inhale, weight to your right foot, lift your left leg up, warrior three. And steady into your standing leg. Flex your left foot. And roll your left inner thigh up towards the ceiling to level off through your pelvis. Steady gaze point. Steady breath. Inhale. Exhale, bend your front knee, step back. Inhale, both arms up, straighten your front leg. Exhale, fold forward. Okay, lift halfway, inhale. Bring your right hand to your hip. And then walk your left hand to the center, inside or outside your right foot. Here's another great place for a block if you want that. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Twist, exhale. Right, revolve triangle. And keep hand to hip or reach arm up. Just check to see that your back heel is still firmly connected. And if it's not, you may just need to take a step in, shorten the stance a little bit. All right, really root down through the heel, lengthen through the top of your head, and then twist. Good. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, step your left foot forward, right foot back. Right? No fanciness, just switch right here. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bend your front knee. All right, outer left hip back. Take a hold of wrists or elbows or forearms up overhead. Root your foundation. Strengthen your inner legs. And then as you lift through your belly, lift your chest up. Lean back a little bit. Listen to your body. Maybe start to take your gaze up a little bit and your arms back. Where's the right amount of back bend for you? Both arms up, inhale. Straighten your front leg, sweep your arms back. And then weight to your left foot. Inhale, right leg up, warrior three. Strong through your legs. Supported through your belly. Open through your chest. Good. Inhale. And then exhale, bend your knees, step back. Good. Breath in, reach up, straighten your front leg. Exhale, fold forward. Lift halfway. And then bring left hand to hip, walk right hand across. Right, block maybe. And squeeze your legs in, tack your outer left hip back, and lengthen the crown of your head. And then twist to your left. Hand to hip or roll your arm up. Root through your back heel. Take a few more breaths. A little twist, a little back bend, standing poses, balance. Trying to hit all those different ranges of motion in the body. Good. Inhale, unwind. Right, so this time you guys pick up your back heel, step it back a few inches, so nice long stance. Drop your back knee down, and then bring both hands inside your front foot. And so we get a little bit on the front of the hip here, strong through your legs. Keep even a little tone through your belly, so that then with that you can let the pelvis get heavy and soften. You can stay up on palms or come down onto your forearms, sometimes even just one forearm. And lift your back knee up. Step back, down dog. And switch sides, step your right foot forward. Bring your left knee down. Bring both hands inside your front foot. Good. You can make little adjustments if it feels good here. Toes straight forward or toes out to the side. Listen to what feels good for your body. But give a little squeeze of your inner legs and tone through your belly. Then feel like the hips and pelvis can get heavy and soften forward. Couple more breaths. Sometimes my tendency is either to stay too long in a pose or on one side, or just to keep moving. So setting the breath, whatever length you choose, right, can kind of help keep you going. Lift your back knee up, take a big step forward, feet wide. Settle down, Malasana squat. Right, you can always sit up on a block or a couple pillows here too. And bring hands to heart. Hug your inner legs in, let your hips settle down, and lift your heart towards your hands. And as you're ready, take your hands behind you, settle your hips all the way down, and then bring the soles of your feet together, bring your knees out wide, Baddha Konasana. Good, press through your feet, lift your chest, inhale, hinge, fold forward, exhale. 5 breaths, right? And fold forward might be pretty upright. Might be a little bit further down, listen to where your body's at this morning. And really press through the outer edges of your feet, pinky edges. And see if you can get a little bit more activation through your hips. And walk your hands back. And then just take whatever feels like a comfortable cross-legged seat. You can lie down. Right. Sometimes instead of Shavasana at the end of a short practice, I'll just take a few moments in seated meditation and just a quiet seated pose to let the practice settle in. Also, I find it nice to make that transition, right, from the quiet space into the day. So settle into whatever feels right for you. Sit tall. And then bring your attention back to your breath. See if just like at the beginning, you can feel breath, front body, side bodies, and back body. So you're really aiming to fill up the whole of the torso. And then once you have that, see if you can take 10 breaths here. Let the counting of the breath help to stay anchored to your mind. And just feel that fullness of the breath, the sensation of it in these last few moments.
When you're ready, bring your hands together at your heart and bow in, head to heart. And take that moment to thank yourself for showing up on your mat, for maintaining that foundation, not just in your body, but of that steadiness of thoughts. Thank you so much for sharing the practice with me today. Namaste.